How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, my name's Nate, and what I want to get into today is going over some of the extra parts and things that I got with the Northwest dragline. I didn't get to it in the last video. I got too busy with work and things, wrapping up the year, and YouTube is by far not my full-time job. So I want to go over some of those things today, and so let's get started. So I didn't know that all of this stuff came with the crane when I first was talking to the gentleman I got it from. And this was all kind of a surprise to me. But basically what he said was there's a whole bunch of extra parts with it. I don't know what I have. They're on pallets. You'll just have to come take a look, and if you want it, take it. If not, we'll scrap it. And parts for these old cranes are kind of hard to come by, so I figured I'd just take whatever I could. So we got some sheaves here, some sprockets, different things. Some of this stuff I don't even know what it goes to. But, we've got undercarriage parts, chain adjuster, something like that. This looks like a sheave for the boom. We got two of those. And looks like we've got this here that goes on the end of your drag rope, and then your chains, your bucket chains, and your dump rope would go into there. So we've got a lot of good parts, and they don't look like they're in very bad shape. So yeah, we got a lot of good stuff here in the event we ever need to do some repairs. So pretty excited about this. Figured all this stuff here, just keep it outside. It's not going to hurt it. Now this was the other thing that I was really excited about. We've got a whole bunch of drive chain links, and none of them are seized up. All this stuff, they all move freely. We of course gave him a good shot of Croyle when we first got it here to the shop. But yeah, so plenty of links for the drive chains. If you ever need to replace a couple links, we've got plenty to choose from here. So this is a huge thing. And again, I'm really excited about this. It's always good to have extra parts on hand in case something breaks, of course. Moving right along, we've got some extra body panels, it looks like. It's the original orange color. This is the fan to the Caterpillar diesel engine. And this is exciting right here. So let's pull this out, and I'll show you what we've got. So what we're looking at right here is the complete setup of the Feather Touch clutches on the crane. Now what these do is when you pull the levers for the hoist or the drag, that would be the, left or the right drum. This actually acts as kind of a buffer between the actual clutches on the drums themselves and the operator. So it really makes things easier, to engage. And we've got the tension adjuster there for that. We got one kind of crusty looking spring, but that's okay. We can replace that easy enough. And these are extremely hard to come by, so super excited to get a hold of these. When I saw them in the guy's barn, I was excited, because if I ever needed these, it's pretty much something you'd have to make at this point. All these old parts are pretty much obsolete right now. So yeah, this was super exciting, and I was definitely glad to get these. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to the crane, and I'll show you what these do and kind of how the setup works. Okay, so here is the operator's platform on the crane. We've got our hoist, our drag, that's our left and right drum, and we've got our jaw clutch. That does our swing, travel, and boom hoist. So right here we have those feather touch clutches right there and right here. So you see, when I pull on the drag hoist, that clutch engages and will actuate the actual clutch for the drum itself. That's as far as I understand it anyways. I'm sure someone who's a lot more familiar with these could explain it better. But that's the gist of it. Kind of makes things easier on the operator. You know, these will take it out of you running these all day. So this makes it a lot easier on a mechanical dragline anyways, versus air operated. All right, now here's the fun part. These two buckets did not come with the Northwest crane. I obtained these through private sales. This drag bucket here came off of a Unit 510 Challenger truck crane, and this was owned by a gravel company in West Michigan, and they had the truck parked in their yard and this bucket was sitting next to it. So I happened to be there one time buying some material for a job, and I asked them if they'd be interested in selling the bucket to their crane. So I made them an offer on it, and they came back with another offer, which I still thought was fair, because it's always good to have another bucket, you know? Just can't hurt. So I picked this up. We took the trusty Chevy National crane truck up to their pit and grabbed it. This is going back probably a couple months now. I haven't quite decided on what I'm going to do with it yet. It's got kind of a funny setup with the you know, just the way everything with the dump block connects to the hoist rope. It's all kind of simplified, and it's a little bit different than the way the Northwest is set up, but I think we could still make it work. I don't know what size it is. My guess is, oh, maybe like a 1/2 yard or a 5/8 yard. I really don't know. There's no markings or anything on it, and I haven't measured it. But yeah, kind of a cool bucket. I'm not sure on the brand. We're thinking it's a really old Pettibone, but I could be wrong. So if any of you you dragline guys in the comments watching have any idea what this could be, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's a Pettibone. Normally if it was, you'd see the markings, not there, but the Pettibone buckets, they had markings here that would identify what they are. This one does not have any of that. But it was cool. I thought it'd be cool to have. So we grabbed it, and we'll see what the future brings for this bucket. Now this one is cool. This is a Williams. It's got some marking there. It's a Williams 5/8 yard clamshell bucket, and this came from a scrapyard, and they were selling this on Facebook Marketplace for a really reasonable price. I just could not pass it up. And it's got, you know, the paint's fading off a little bit, but it's really not bent up or anything. It's got really good teeth. This does have 6 teeth. And so my friend Mike, who is Unit Crane 514, he sent me the breakdown on the sizes of all these, and by measuring it up, we determined that it was likely the 5/8. So when we got this back, we replaced all these grease fittings, and everything took grease, and all the pins there. You see, it really it's really a tight bucket, and what I was really happy about was all these spin freely, as well as we needed to anyway. I think the upper one, we're gonna probably have to do the bearings on that because it's a little sloppy. But yeah, so, and in the fairlead, I guess you'd call it here, everything moves really nice. So I am just totally thrilled about getting this thing going. I think we're gonna, in another video, I'll show us roping it up and putting it on the crane, but that might not be till spring because we're going to be storing that for winter before too long here. It's starting to get pretty cold and we don't plan to use it during the winter, so we'll have a lot more on this coming up, but I wanted to at least show you guys this. It's kind of a cool find. So Williams and a likely Pettibone or some such thing bucket. Who knows, maybe it's just homemade. A lot of goofy welds on that thing, but we're thinking it's a Pettibone. If you guys have any thoughts on that, drop them in the comments and let me know. This is another thing we got from the gentleman we bought the crane from. This is a complete spreader bar with the chains, so kind of nice to have that. We were lifting some stuff with it here with the National Crane on the truck, but yeah, really cool to have that. So we got tons of parts, and I think we're in good shape. It's getting a little bit dark here, but I wanted to also show some of the stuff we've done on our Page automatic bucket here. We placed some bolts there, and put new clevis on there and new bolts through here, through the bucket. So some of those were getting pretty sacked out, so it's good to have those replaced. Finally, to wrap up the video, you know, I always say if you're buying a truck or a piece of equipment or a car, usually a good sign if they have the owner's manual. And wouldn't you know it, this guy did. He had this whole binder he gave me on the crane. And you know, phone number for Hendrix there, which probably I don't think they're around anymore, but we've got the repair parts manual here, which if you need to work on one of these things, this is what you want to have. You know, it has the breakdown of all the parts for the drum clutches, and these are those feather touch clutches I was showing you earlier in the video. Right there. There's another shot of it. So yeah, this is like just super cool to have. It shows you all the parts. There's a couple of places around that still, I guess, have old parts for these things, but then we have the manual for the Caterpillar engine. So pretty cool to have this. You know, a lot of this stuff explains how to use the pony motor to start it, which we're not going to do because we have it converted to a direct electric start on a 24-volt system. So we won't probably ever be using the pony motor. But, you know, a lot of good stuff in there. Got our serial number. And this. Now this is super cool. This is the original build sheet from 1952. There's the date on there. It says, let me try to change this up here. Hold on. July 4, 1952. Mount Airy, North Carolina. And it says, assemble machine as follows. Dragline, clam crane, 145 feet of lattice boom. It looks like it was originally shipped with a tagline, but we don't have that. It's been removed. We'll be getting one though to put on there. Look at that, July 10, 1951. And this is all of our breakdown of the machine. Parts, part numbers, looks like. And then we have the breakdown of the boom pieces. Looked like it was a Rudimatic tagline. And the fairlead. The fairlead on this machine is not the original one. I can't remember what the guy said it came off with, but it might have been a Bucyrus Erie or something different. I don't know. He changed it over. So yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. And this looks like another repair manual that's seen better days. Obviously, after 70 plus years, some of this stuff doesn't hold up too well. But that's just looks like some parts, some scans of things. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's like a reeving diagram if you have it set up for a pull shovel. More parts stuff, dump block parts for a Hendrix dump block that's on it. And then he has just a whole other parts list kind of scanned in there. And then some old ads from Gerhardt, looks like, in Pennsylvania. Our good friends. And this is what we've got here. We've got this electric start conversion kit. We've got some older ads here. It's Glenn Johnson Equipment Company. Not too sure if any of these places are around anymore, but it's still pretty cool to look at. Someone put these here. Oh, probably like 23 years ago. I think there was a date on this fax actually. Yeah, September 24, 1999. So whenever this thing traded hands, someone really put this nice binder together with all this information, which is super cool to have. So I think that wraps up this video, guys. I wanted to follow up on the last one where I showed us getting the machine home. I'm not going to show the crane today because we've actually done a paint job on it. So we'll have a big reveal for that coming in one of the next videos. And then a whole bunch more stuff, like I said previously. But I wanted to show a little bit more of what we got coming on this crane. So if you like the content, again, please subscribe. That really helps us out. Hit the like button. If you have any questions, comment below. And we'll see you next time.